So yeah, there we go. Let's go to the next one. Next portfolio. This is by Parth. Parasar. It says, "Hi Abe, I'm currently learning character art with about 1.5 years left in my college." Oh, that's great, man. If you still have one and a half years left, that's amazing. Like you got so much time still to learn so many things. Let's go with Parth. Parth is a character. You mentioned character, right? You mentioned character? Yeah, you're currently learning character art. Okay, so if you want to be a character artist right now, Parth, it's an amazing time to start learning about that kind of stuff. Like, just start doing more characters. I see that you did Vecna right here. There are things that we need to improve about this one. First of all, it's too dark. We mention this all the time, guys. You guys make the images way too dark, and it's very difficult to see. I have a really cool like monitor and a really cool tablet with like good color correction and cool color balance, and even for that kind of stuff it can get like difficult to see. So imagine if someone's out there having a Starbucks or like a coffee or whatever, and they see your portfolio on their phone, there's a lot of light going around, they're not going to be able to see anything. So it's very, very important that we work on this. Now, in terms of the character itself, it is very important that we do try to add a little bit more silhouette to the whole thing. Okay, so here it would be quite important to play around with, for instance, the trapezius muscle. Just make it a little bit more prominent to really see the. I'm gonna go with a different color here. The ribcage border. If you're still learning about anatomy, remember that every single thing that we build on our characters, whenever we're doing any sort of like muscle construction, we always use bones as foundations, right? So for instance, we have the clavicles here, and it is important to really see how the muscles wrap around those forms, because if we don't have the forms, then it starts looking a little bit like this. It either looks too wobbly or too soft, which is what we have right here, where there's no structure, or it starts looking a little bit too grungy and too dirty, where everything is just like going crazy all over the place. So the detail is fine, but you need to build the forms first before we do the details, okay, my friend? Now, in terms of some of the other ones, I usually avoid this kind of stuff, this kind of like quick exercises. They're not really adding anything to your portfolio. Anyone with a computer can do this. I'm guessing some of these assets, you downloaded them and you use some like scattering tools to get them around. Again, it's not something that's gonna like give you any points, so probably try not to do that kind of elements. This one's good. This one I like a lot better. It's a more complete asset. I would like to see more. It's funny, it kind of looks like you forgot to turn on the texture on the wireframe on this one. If you were doing texturings instead of Photoshop, you forgot to turn off the texturing, because I can see the wireframe on that piece, and I would like to see the wireframe on all of the other pieces. So, or I'm not sure if that was like an artistic decision. Texturing, we can probably break it up a little bit more, you know, add a little bit of grunge here and there. So it would be important for that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a shading and rendering, and we need to see the wireframe. I'm not sure if this is game ready or not. We will need to see the wireframe on that one, my friend. One advice that I was given when I was a student is, if you don't know how to do compositing work, don't do compositing work, okay? So here, I understand that you wanted to add like the clouds and the mountains. I'm not sure if this is 3D. It kind of looks like it's 3D, so it kind of looks like it's the same scene. But the environment is not looking great, and the plane is also not looking great. So you have two things that are not looking great together, and you're not getting a better piece. You're actually getting a worse piece, I would say. So if you want to showcase the model of the plane, just showcase the plane. If you want to showcase the model of the environment, just showcase the environment, because otherwise you're hurting yourself, okay? I do understand, I do appreciate that you're trying to integrate this to make it look like a movie shot or something like that. Have I showed you this technique before? Here. So I'm going to go to Photoshop. I'm going to paste your image right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look for a Top Gun, like a cinematic shot, right? So if we go here to Top Gun, this is especially useful if you're not really good at compositing. And let's look for a shot that has some interesting light configuration, or some interesting like just an interesting shot, right? I'm trying to look for something close to what we have. So maybe something like this. I'm gonna copy the image back here. And what we can do is we can grab the first layer, go to image, adjustments, and then match color. And on the source, we select the second image. There we go. Or sorry, this is title 2 and then layer 2. There we go. And look at that, okay? So it tries to grab all of your colors and all of your information from the image that you're using as a reference. And then what you can use is, of course, play a little bit here with the luminance, with the color intensity, to find something that just that has been done for film, right? And that might be a little bit closer to what we're going for. So I'm not saying that this is gonna be a solution that's gonna make your stuff like look better, but I do think that we go out of that sort of like what's the word? We go out from the CG look that we have right here. You can see that the blues look very washed out. The sky looks a little bit washed out. Like the colors are just not working together. And this, even though it's very crunchy, like very contrasty, I'll probably go with Control L right here and just play a little bit with the levels. So the black levels, I'll just push them up a little bit more. There we go. So you can see we go from this, which is your original image, to this, which it's an artistic decision. I'm not saying it's the best decision, but yes, as you're saying right here, it's a nice trick for easy color grading. It will get you halfway there, and then you can keep adjusting to really like make it work. Now, I'm gonna be brutally honest. This color grading that I'm doing here is not gonna save the fact that this is not that great of a 3D piece or a 3D like element. So even though it's a good way or it's a good thing that we can use to improve our images, I would just do another one.